Hi everyone! Welcome to Art with Kendra. In today's video, we are going to be drawing the illusion of a rip in our page. I know that sounds confusing. Basically, we are going to draw what looks like a rip in our page, but it's actually just our paper. So here's kind of what we're doing. But you can see it's just a piece of paper, but if you kind of look at it, especially from a distance, it looks like a rip. All right, let's get started. So here are the tools I am going to be using today. Alcohol markers ranging from about 10% gray all the way to 80% gray. We have some colored pencils here. Now this is actually a blender, and this is a white Prismacolor colored pencil. I find that brand gives me the best coverage, and just your standard gel pen. I might also go in with a black Micron just to give my shadow a really crisp edge. So let's rip a piece of paper. I always like to have a good reference. So here's a piece of paper. I'm going to give it a rip. We're going to draw that rip. There we go. I have a nice rip there. Now there we go. So I'm going to put the rip right there so it's nice and easy to follow along. I'll zoom into it here. So now I want to replicate this, and it might look like just a gray line, but there is some nuance to it that's going to help this look like a shadow. I'm going to just start off by drawing it. Now, it doesn't need to be perfect. I mean, nobody is going to know exactly how this rip look. Well, I mean, I guess maybe they will because I'm making a video. But I'm just going to kind of use it as a loose reference. There we go. So there's a nice kind of organic looking rip there. Highlight side, shadow side. And I'm going to go right up against that edge. Now, another thing to think about is your shadow does get bigger when it's at a different angle. Right? So your shadow isn't going to be exactly the same, and it's going to get way skinnier as it trails down. This shadow is a little bit wider here because the page is just a little bit further away. So I'm going to go in with a little bit there. Already starting to look like a shadow, right? That wasn't hard. We're done. Just kidding. Now I'm going to use that dark gray. So this is a 90. I think that will be nice. And I am just going to use this right at that edge, just right there. Now, what I want here is high contrast. Anytime you have a shadow, there's usually a light as well. You can't have shadow without light, right? So these two things usually go hand in hand. And when you're looking at a rip like this, they really do sit right next to each other. And that's going to help to make this pop, is having that additional contrast there. The darker, thicker areas here represent where the page is maybe a little bit more pushed out. So now what I'm going to do is use a nice light color, and I'm just going to soften that a little tiny bit. So I'm going to use let's use a 20% gray. I'm going to use the smaller side because I want more control. And I'm just going to kind of massage the gray into the page. There we go. Now it's going to look a little darker than it will be in the end. And this is because the marker is making the page wet, basically. And the wet paper will appear to be darker. As it dries, this will almost go away completely. Now, believe it or not, that blended too much. That actually blended too much. So I need to go back in and darken that one more time. A little bit of give and take here, but you know, this is going to give us a really beautiful smooth shadow. It's going to give us that convincing shadow. And shadows do have like a light and a dark area usually, especially if you have a light source that is like a round light source, like one of those lights that looks like a circle. I forget what they're called. Those always give you a double shadow. Now here we already have a really convincing build, looking really good. I am going to go in with my gel pen. And I am going to give myself a nice aggressive highlight here. So I'm going to go right in. I'm going to zoom in here for you. There we go. I'm going to go right in on that edge. Now, the gel pen can almost be too bright. So I'm going to make sure that I don't, outline. I'm thinking of this as an aggressive highlight. So it's not everywhere. It's kind of where the page is maybe up a little bit more than some of the others. There we go. And I also want to brighten up the outside edge a little bit. So I'm going to use a colored pencil, and this is why I have a blender. The colored pencil is chalky. As I put it in here, you're going to see it get a little chalky. Your colored pencil might actually blend a little bit of your gel pen, which is good. And if you don't have a gel pen, just use colored pencil. I would just press a little harder on that edge. So the chalkiness here is not very convincing. So what I need to do is blend this into the page in the same way that the marker kind of absorbs into the page. And that'll give us a little bit more of a convincing highlight. And I want this to kind of fade right out. I want it to belong to the page. I don't want it to be an aggressive highlight. So I'm going to use the side of my pencil, and as softly as I can, I'm going to fade it out. And I'm also going to look for little areas here where maybe there's a natural highlight due to the rip creating that little bit of a bend. And I see one here, I see one here. So I'm just going to draw a couple of those little seams there. Now on those seams, we are going to also have a shadow. It's important not to forget about that. And now what I'm going to do is blend. Before I blend though, I think I did add a little bit too much here. Where I have that shadow coming in, I'm just going to lift a little bit of my colored pencil. Here we go, just a little bit, just to show those shadow areas. All right, now I'm going to give it a blend with my blender. And all I'm really looking to do here is push the colored pencil into the page so that I don't have a chalky top, so that it feels like a smooth highlight rather than like colored pencil on a page. I love colored pencil, but it can be chalky, and a blender is a good tool to kind of get rid of that. Now you'll notice I'm usually blending here in kind of a circle, trying to move it in a circle shape, except at the very edge. This is so that I don't get any buildup of colored pencil in areas where I don't want. The circle gives me consistent pressure. All right, there we go. Now that's coming forward. I could probably do this all day. I could blend out, blend out, blend out. If you put too much down, you can actually erase, as you saw me do earlier. You could erase a little bit of it. Now look at that. Look how much that blended in. To help push this, again, further apart from each other, I am going to add this light gray just a little bit on this side, just like I did over here. I want it to fade out. I want it to feel natural, but I also want to make sure that I'm pushing this forward. So the more contrast I can make, the better. So I have to balance between having too much contrast and making it look fake and having that perfect amount and just giving those pages a little bit of separation. So I call this feathering, when I just kind of, it's kind of like hatching. I push down hard and then I pull my pen out, and as I'm pulling out, I lift. And that usually gives me a pretty nice transition. Now this really only works with your super light colors, like a cool gray, warm gray 1 or 0.05. Those are very hard to see on a gray tone, but they are there, and it's those subtleties that give us realism. Now I do want it to be really, really crisp, and that's why I brought the black. So I am going to go in with the black and just give it a beautiful crisp edge. I'm using a brush tip, which I actually don't love. But for this, it gives me that kind of varied line weight. And so this is one of the times I like to use a brush tip. Pressing the little bit harder gives me those darker shadows. And then as I get closer here, I'm just going to kind of fade it out. I mean, that looks pretty good, right? Do I need to go even a little bit darker? Maybe I'll try one more round. I'm pushing it now. I'm going to use my, there we go. I'm pushing it a little bit here. Now this is the 60% gray. And I'm just kind of adding that in. And I want to add those little bits of shadow on the other side of my highlight. These are just really subtle and they should blend into the page. I'm hoping they do. Feels like there might be a little bit of a shadow there. All right. So we'll wait for that to dry. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial here. I'm going to move this page. But yeah, look at the length of the shadow here just to show you. As you get a page further away, you get a larger shadow, right? So when it's really close together, your shadow is pretty much just a line. But then as you get further and further away, you get a larger shadow. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Again, my name is Kendra Malcolm. I teach art. You can look me up on OutSchool. Follow me on Instagram at Creations by Kendra. And of course, please like and subscribe. Thank you very much, everyone. Bye.